of events the Sacramento police gave.
The proposition that has been presented that he was assailing the officers, meaning he was facing the officers, is inconsistent with the prevailing forensic evidence as documented at autopsy.
Clark was shot and killed while he was in his grandmother's backyard 12 days ago. The Sacramento police have said their officers believe the 22-year-old father of two had a gun. However, no weapon was ever found, only his cell phone. Ryan Young is live in Sacramento and joins me now. Have we heard a response from Sacramento PD?
We have. In fact, they've said they will not talk about these findings until their official autopsy is done and this investigation's over with. You heard from the doctor there, Dr. Benjamin Allahu. And of course, he was famous because he found CTE and so many of those NFL players, so he was brought into this investigation. But Michaela, we've had this conversation before, and this is where it gets tough, because obviously the family has brought in a high-powered lawyer, and then you have something like this today where they have a graph like this to show how many times this young man was shot. And it's believed he was shot 8 times total, and the fact of the matter is, they believe maybe the first shot came and hit him on the side and turned his body, and then he received several more gunshots, at least 7 to the back, and then the other one to the leg. So you have this idea where the conversation starts with what the lawyers are now saying, and then when you add the details to this, so many people have questions about what happens. There were oohs and ahs in the room when the doctor said, look, any of these shots could have been fatal, and you can understand that from the perspective of all these people who care about what happens next in this. But then you're talking about an investigation, and these two sometimes don't work together, so you definitely want to hear what the police have to say in the situation. But listen to the doctor as he described the moments when those gunshots were fired.
The first shot he received would be number 7 to the left side and back of his chest. And the proportion of the bullet and the injuries caused made him shove him around, and he turned around, and his back was facing the officers.
So you have that conversation where were the shots fired, how were the shots fired, and when you look at the body cam video, why did the officers turn off their mics once this shooting was over? So all those questions are here in this community. Michaela, we walked with so many people yesterday as they were talking in the streets and they were marching. And this was a very peaceful march, and it ended pretty quickly. We are told tonight there will be another gathering and there will be another march, and we're told there will be another one on Saturday. So you can see the groundswell of support in this community. Yesterday's crowd was small, but we believe that was because of the memorial. The family actually asked people to get out of the street and remain to the side. But what will happen in the next few hours, especially after this report was released? People will be pouring through this. Of course, now we'll have to see what the police response is in the next few days in terms of what actually happened. But you want this to be investigated correctly. That's what we heard over and over again. Some people still looking for the federal government to get involved. Michaela?
All right, Ryan Young, very complete report for us.